The 3080 Ti is definitely a very anticipated GPU, and we were hoping it was going to be released sooner than later, but it looks like it's going to be delayed, and it also looks like Nvidia's not as scared of AMD as we thought. So let's discuss what's going on. Hey guys, Tiago here. So, yep, the 3080 Ti seems to be delayed, and according to some sources that I read, it seems like it's going to come probably the earliest after the Chinese New Year, so that's going to mean sometime in February. We were hoping to see this GPU. First, we thought maybe even the end of December, and then best case, maybe sometime in January, but it seems like we're just not going to see that happening, and there's a lot of possibilities for other delays as well. So let's talk about a few things. First, why is this a GPU that you may be interested in? Second, what does it mean with Nvidia versus AMD? Is Nvidia scared of what AMD has? Has the AMD stock shortages really had a bigger effect than we even know? So let's tackle the first point. Now, the 3080 Ti supposedly probably is going to come with about 20 gigabytes of VRAM. So right off the bat, that's going to have an advantage over the current 3080, as well as over all of the AMD GPUs, especially considering it's probably going to be the faster GDDR6X VRAM. Something found in the 3080 Ti, but lacking in the 3 different AMD GPUs. And of course, with a price somewhere between the 3080 and the 3090, we can expect performance to be probably right in the middle as well, which really isn't such a bad thing if the price is justifiably better than the 3090 and the performance is really close. I think this could actually be a phenomenally performing GPU. And it could prove to be the sweet spot for high-end gamers who want to max out, Flight Simulator 2020 at 4K without having to worry about the VRAM running out, as well as content creators who want more VRAM, but they don't want to fork out the extra money for the 3090 for the 24 gigabytes of VRAM. So of course, this will be an expensive GPU. Most likely, I would guess somewhere between $999 to maybe $1,100, like in that range. So it's by no means a cheap GPU. But at the very high end, where the 3090 is going for $1,500 plus, it can certainly prove to be a very interesting performance to value proposition. So even if this 3080 Ti isn't a world's difference in terms of frames per second performance, having that extra VRAM there, I think it's going to sell it to a tremendous amount of people that this one really is going to be the high-end sweet spot GPU. And of course, the Ti moniker has traditionally been associated with pretty much the fastest gaming GPU within reason that you can buy. We always have the Titan GPUs, and for this generation we have the 3090, which who knows, maybe in the future there'll be a 3090 Ti. For now, 3080 Ti definitely is poised to pretty much be the king in that gaming segment. The 3090 most likely will still stay in that very niche, rarefied area where people want 24 gigabytes of VRAM, or some people just want to have the absolute fastest GPU, no matter the cost. So what does the 3080 Ti mean for stock and availability? Now, the 3080 is still really difficult to find, as well as the 3090, 3070, but Nvidia has certainly been restocking on occasion. People have gotten them. Sometimes local stores like Micro Center will get more than some online retailers, but people pretty much all across the world have been able to get the 3080, 3070, and 3090, not at the frequency that's required for like a really successful launch and for everybody to be happy, but they certainly have been restocking. So it's certainly far from impossible. It's also far from easy. So I would say it's somewhere right in the middle, maybe a little bit to the right of the middle in terms of the difficulty in getting a GPU. You're still going to have to hustle a little bit and take a look at different sites. I've made many videos with tips and tricks that actual people have used to get these GPUs, like the EVGA system, as well as the different websites that you can check like Newegg and Best Buy, as well as some of the timing. So of course, we can expect the 3080 Ti being a little bit higher yield GPU with its performance and its power versus, the 3070 and 3080. We can expect it's not going to be as mass volume GPU as the 3070 would be. And of course, that's going to be indicated by the higher price. So less people will go for it. Therefore, they're definitely going to produce less than they would of a cheaper GPU. But having said that, it's still something that's going to sell out pretty much instantly. And it looks like from recent news as well that Nvidia will continue to use Samsung for their GPUs. So we can't really expect any type of major change in terms of that manufacturing process. So we're going to have to see how stock is. Hopefully by February, when this GPU actually comes out, hopefully stock of the other GPUs are better. The only thing that we can really hope for here is that by February, when this GPU actually comes out, hopefully stock of the other GPUs are better. So that way the people that that wanted a 3080, 3070, or 3090, they've been satisfied, and at least a lot of people have gotten those, and that way it's going to free some of the stock of the 3080 Ti for the people that actually want them, and they're not just using it because something else isn't available. So hopefully by February it should be better, but as things have gone, we can't really plan that far ahead, so we're going to have to keep an eye on it and see what happens. And then the last topic we'll discuss is going to be the competition versus AMD. Now, when AMD announced the RDNA 2 GPUs, the 6800, 6800 XT, and the 6900 XT especially, it seemed especially worrying for Nvidia that they were going to have a GPU pretty much competing with the 3090, so it made sense that they would rush out, a 3080 Ti in order to be able to take on the 6800 XT, because the 3080 was trading blows already with the 6800 XT, and having less VRAM than the 6800 XT certainly put the 3080 in a little bit of a tough spot. But one major thing that sets apart the 3080 from the AMD GPUs, and that's going to be Ray Tracing and DLSS. It may not be a big deal in certain games, but the games that do support it, like Cyberpunk 2077, certainly do seem to make great use of that technology, and in those games, Nvidia will outperform AMD. So then what ended up happening? Is Nvidia no longer scared of the AMD competition? Well, the GPUs are still really competitive, so there's nothing wrong with that. But we all saw that the AMD launch was even more limited than any of the Nvidia launches. For example, the 6800 XT is almost impossible to find, not to mention the 6900 XT. They're all very difficult GPUs to find, and they've been restocking in a lot less frequency since their release compared to Nvidia. So probably Nvidia saw that AMD had the same stock issues that they had, so that would make sense. They don't really have to rush a 3080 Ti to market, because even though on paper a 6900 XT may be very, very appealing, at the end of the day, paper GPUs are not going to make money for the company, so it's going to matter what's out there on the market. And for sure, Nvidia has gotten more GPUs on store shelves than AMD, and AMD GPUs probably will be well into sometime next year until we see any type of standard or plentiful stock. So I think Nvidia definitely feels like they have a little bit more time. They can delay their GPU a little bit longer, which in the long run probably is better for them, because they can concentrate on the 3070s and 80s right now, crank them out to the people that want them, and then eventually release something high-end like the 3080 Ti. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below if you're waiting for the 3080 Ti, or if you're waiting for something else, or have even given up on your GPU search. Hopefully stock and availability will improve soon. Remember to subscribe for more content like this, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.